Hi Booktube, and welcome to my newbie video. I figured it was about time that I introduced myself to the Booktuber part of the internet. So I figured that's what we're going to do today, okay? Please ignore whatever this is. I know it looks not that great. Now that I pointed it out, you see it as well. But I just have to tell you, it's been like 1,000 degrees where I live the past few days. And today is the last day it's supposed to be this hot. And I was like, I'm not going to wash my hair 15,000 times. So I decided to wait until today. And now I see that that was the wrong choice. But I'm living with it, okay? I'm living with it. But yeah, after you heard about my life choices, hi, my name is Charlotte. I am from Norway, which explains why it's usually not as hot. I mean, we had over 35 degrees the other day. We usually don't have that temperature here, especially not in September. September, we usually have like 12 degrees. Like, we have sweater weather, okay? So, no. I mean, yes, but no, if you get what I mean. So, yeah, that's me. I have 2 kids. I have a partner named Tom. We've been together for 11 years, and we actually got engaged just a few months ago. So, yay me. I'm joining this part of the internet, if you guys will have me. Hopefully you will. And we're just gonna jump straight on into the questions, which is the reason why you're here. You're not to hear about my greasy hair or, you know, the fact that I have kids. You don't care about that. Now you know. So we're friends now. We're basically best friends now, okay? I don't make the rules. It's just how it is. Why did you start a booktube channel? Well, as you probably could guess from the chair, I'm a nerd, okay? I love gaming. Like, it's something I've been doing since I was a kid, as well as reading. And I wanted more friends that enjoyed gaming, so I joined Twitch. I met some amazing friends over on Twitch that enjoy the same type of games as I do. I have met people to co-op with. I had met people to play scary games with. But I've also just met people that I can hype with whenever we get some game news. I figured Booktube was the perfect space to also meet like-minded people that like books, that will hype with me when, you know, it's a new release, or if it's a new author that's doing great, or it's like a favorite type of book that finally makes the best book of the year list. I feel like my type of books never end up on those types of lists, but that's okay. It says more about me than it does about them. But hey, that's kind of why I wanted to start it. Basically, just meet like-minded people that like the same type of books that can hopefully also help me discover other type of books that I normally wouldn't pick up just by myself because I like it in my cocoon. But hopefully, you know, you guys can inspire me to read other books as well because you guys like them. So that's kind of why I started this channel. How did you choose the name of your Booktube channel? Well, my first name, as I told you guys, is Charlotte. So I guess you understand why I picked that. I just picked read because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read. I know technically it's supposed to be reads, Charlotte reads, but I was like, no, it sounds more funny to just say Charlotte read. It sounds like me because I mispronounce stuff all the time, even in my native language. So Charlotte read. I liked it, so I kept it. Does that make sense? What do you bring to Booktube? Other than my face, you mean? I don't really know what I bring. What do I bring? Like, what do I bring? Hopefully, I will bring you guys some good laughs. I will make it so that people will enjoy going on this journey with me, because I do have a lot of fun making the videos. I do have a lot of fun finding the books and going to the bookstore, because where we live, we do not have Kindle Unlimited, so I can't just download a book that I want to read on the Kindle. I will have to pay for it anyway, so I usually go for a physical copy so I can put it on my shelf. But yeah, I guess that's what I bring. I bring my face, and I bring my humor, and I bring the books I like, and hopefully some of the books you guys like as well. I don't really know if I have a niche that is special, but at the end of the day, I hope to bring fun, good times to the people that hang out with me. That's kind of what I want to do. What won't you be reading? I'm not big on horror. Horror is not my jam. I'm not into it at all. Like, at all. So, I won't be reading that. Unless you guys can find me a horror book that will not keep me up at night. Because when I went to junior high, we watched The Ring. And I still have nightmares. Like, sometimes. I'm like, she's just going to walk around the corner here now and just come and get me. And then I'm scared. Even though it's been way more than 7 days since I watched that tape. So I don't really do good with horror. And because of that, I haven't really dipped my toe in that much like crime and thriller types of books. But I do want to explore it. I want to see if that works better for me. If that is what I can read without, having nightmares. Because I feel like reading it is better than watching it. Even though you play it out in your head, it's still only as icky as your head makes it. It's not, as gory as somebody else made it. So, yeah. I might try it, but it's not going to be like on the top of my list. What kind of books do you read? Romance. I love a good sports romance. I love a good enemies to lovers, small town, grumpy sunshine book. Especially if there's some smut in it, then I'm here, okay? I'll join you. No, that sounded weird. I'll join you in the reading. I do want to dip my toe in some dark romances because I haven't really dipped my toe in that one, but I do have Haunting and Hunting Adeline, so I have book 1 and 2 of those. Maybe that should be my first book, dark romance. If that's the wrong choice, please tell me so I know what end to start with, because I like that's the only one that's kind of piqued my interest, or I stopped looking because it piqued my interest. But if you have a better suggestion, please tell me so I will enjoy it. Yes. But yeah, sports romances, small town romances, grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers, that type of thing, But I also do enjoy, I read The Perfect Marriage, which is like a psychological suspense, whatever that means. Like that one. I got a Karen McManus book. I got the Two Can Keep a Secret. I'm going to read that one. I think that can also be very fun, but that's more like young adult, I think. But I am looking to dip my toe in some new genres, even if it's like a subgenre. And I would love some help on where to go, so I don't start off with a bad book and then I don't like the genre anymore. Because if you read a book, you read a book in a different genre than you used to and you don't like it, I don't really want to dip my toe again to start out with. I need a break. I'm like, oh, is this the best you have? No. I'm gonna stay over here where it's comfy, cozy, and I know what I like and they know what I like, and we satisfy each other. How did you develop a passion for reading? Well, we're gonna go back again to junior high. A lot of things happened in junior high, apparently. There was a Norwegian book series called 1,000 Pieces, or in Norwegian it's called 1000 biter. It was about this group of teenagers that went to junior high, and I think some of them went to high school as well. And you got to follow along their day. There was so much drama. Girl likes boy, boy doesn't like girl, then boy likes girl, girl gets a little bit, who are you? You're so mysterious. And you remember one of them got pregnant and had a miscarriage, I was like 14, 15 years old. Wow. All the books were around 100 pages. There were 18 books. I would leave school. I would go to the bus every single day to take the bus home, but I would walk past the bookstore when I did so. So I would go into the bookstore on the day of the release and I would get the book. Then I would go home. I would turn off my phone and I would read the book. And I would turn my phone back on when I was done reading. So yeah, I was kind of obsessed. And if the book came out on like a Saturday for whatever reason, I would make my dad drive me. Even before he had his coffee, if the bookstore was open, we were supposed to be there, okay? And I got every single copy of the book. Then my friend lost them, so I don't have them anymore. Because I was like, yeah, you can borrow my copy, that's fine. I should never have done that because now I don't have them anymore. But yeah, after that, I dipped my toe in the Harry Potter universe. I didn't read all of them. because a lot of the movies were out. So I was just like, oh, fuck it, I'll just watch the movies. But everybody was like, oh, the books are so much better, which they were. Do not get me wrong. But when I had to read once again that Cedric died, I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay. I don't want to read. Like, watching him die was horrible. Why would I want to read about it? Tell me, tell me, why would I want to relive that again? Why? So yeah, I stopped. Other books I can remember that kind of reignited my passion for reading is Twilight, The Hunger Games, Pretty Little Liars. I read the first 8 books. I didn't read the end of the series. I felt like when the 8th book came out and you've kind of got an ending there, I didn't want to read anymore. The Fault in Our Stars, The Hunger Games. Hunger Games were huge. I've read all of them. I read the last one as well, and I'm excited for the one that's coming out next year, even though I cannot remember the name. But yeah, those are like the main ones, if that makes sense, that I can remember that just gave me that good feeling, even though Twilight isn't really a good book. But they still gave me something, right? I still enjoyed them. I still had a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it. And we're just going to skip the whole 50 Shades of Grey debacle, because I read all of those as well. God knows why. What would you ask other booktubers? I mean, a lot of the questions here, what do you enjoy reading? When did you develop a passion for reading? I think I also would like to ask them if they had any tips or tricks for me. Because, you know, so far the people I've been watching in Booktuber community, they all seem very generous and very nice. And I feel like if you ask them for advice, they would gladly give it to you without, you know, any, they wouldn't be like, why do you want to know? They'll be like, oh yeah, of course, you know, don't worry about it. But I think the one thing I would want to know is, out of every book you ever read, and this can go for anyone, okay? Out of every book you ever read, you have to pick one, and that is the book that you have to recommend to everyone for a year. Every time somebody asks you for a recommendation, you have to say this book. Only that book for a year. No other books. Because I think what people pick might surprise me. Because they might talk about one book constantly, reference a book constantly, but when they have to think about it, they would choose a different book. It would be like, no, this isn't what I want to recommend people. This is what I want to recommend to people. I feel like this will hit home. So that's the question I would want to ask them. What challenges might you face starting and maintaining a booktube channel? Well, speech, apparently. Because speaking is hard, okay? Words hard. But yeah, how do you, like, the reading slumps I think will be a problem because everybody gets them, where you're kind of read out. You feel like every book you pick up is like, it's not living up to that good book you read a month ago. I feel like that will be challenging. I also think part of it will be time management, because I think it's like that for everyone. It takes time to record these videos. It also takes time to edit them and schedule them and get everything up to speed. So that's also going to be something, but I think as long as I'm having fun with it and I'm not putting added pressure to myself, I will be okay. Let's hope so, at least. What is in your book collection? Mostly romances at the moment. We moved into this house a year ago, and the old space we had, we didn't really have that much space for books. And, you know, I don't have Kindle Unlimited, so I couldn't really get the books I wanted there for free. I would borrow some at the library, or I would find them at thrift shops and, you know, just give them back because they were like €1. They didn't really cost that much. So I felt like I could just buy them and just deliver them back. I got a lot of books on my Kindle, but I am a physical copy girly. I like holding the book. I like seeing how far into it I am. I like seeing how much I have left. And even though it tells me like you're 15% in, you're 25% in, you're 60% in, I still like looking at the book and feeling accomplished. I don't get that from the Kindle. But on the Kindle, I also have a lot of romances. But yeah, I have romances. I have, psychological thriller or psychological suspense. I have some fantasy. We have some crime books because, you know, Tom also reads. So we have some crime books. We have some crime books for me as well. Yeah, I want to fill it up with more. I would like to fill up my shelves more. and I would like to fill it up with more different types of books. Like, I would like some dark romance books on there. I would like some thrillers. I would like some psychological suspenses, maybe even a good horror book. Not The Shining, though. I know about that one. Don't recommend it. Just for fun, I will not read it. But that is usually, like, that's what's in my book collection at the moment. I want to expand. I want to get more. I want to broaden my horizons, basically. And I'm also hoping that the channel will help me with that. It will help me step outside of my comfort zone by reading books that I normally wouldn't read. Hopefully. Where do you read? Where don't I read? I think that's a better question. I read in bed. I read on the sofa. I read outside. I feel like audiobooks is also reading. So I read in the car. I read at the grocery store. I read when I take a shower. I mean, I even bring my Kindle to work. So if I don't feel like talking to people during my lunch break, I just read. I read here, there, and everywhere. If I'm really into a book, I will bring it with me. I do not really care. I usually have my Kindle in my bag, just in case where we're going is really boring and I can just find a corner and I can read. Who knew reading could be that fun? But yeah, no, I read here, there, and everywhere. I don't really have like a dedicated spot. Even though I'm hoping to get one, I'm hoping to get a chair upstairs, buy some windows and a little table and stuff where I can just sit and read, and that will be like my little reading nook. But that's like a future plan. But it is a plan, okay? So yeah, I read here, there, and everywhere. Right now, my favorite space to read is in bed. I like crawling into bed, just get covered in the duvet and read. But, you know, during summer, I usually read outside. During winter, I usually crawl under a blanket or under the duvet, light up the fireplace, and just chill. So it kind of depends on the season and my mood. But yeah, I feel like I read everywhere. I think that was all I had planned for this video. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.